I'd like to hear the Department of Health's opinion regarding Secretary Mendez.
I consider this case a very serious matter. It's unlike any plague mankind has ever known.
Could you please elaborate?
First off, stigma is a virulent disease Reports indicate that a contagious strain exists, which means it's a significant threat. In addition to that, there's an underground organization attempting to exploit. So we must face the possibility that stigma is being circulated as a biological weapon. But in order to investigate, we need the cooperation of Homeland Security.
No need to worry about that. I've already notified the appropriate individuals.
Thank you. I appreciate it. However, I'm afraid we don't have much time to waste. There have been reports from around the world describing symptoms that suggest the presence of stigma. There's even been a major outbreak in one country.
You're talking about Kularuma, correct?
Yes, we've had one patient flown in for examination. We'll handle the treatment and subsequent analysis here in the U.S. Caduceus will be seeing to it. In case you weren't aware, Mr. Deputy Secretary, Caduceus is our country's...
There's no need to explain. I'm familiar with the organization.
I'm so glad that you're all back safely. You must have been so...
You have no idea, but we survived.
I'm sorry you had to endure such an ordeal. We must take stringent measures to strengthen our security and...
With no word since your disappearance, we had begun to feel... How are you feeling?
It was a difficult situation, but having met our enemy face to face, my resolve to continue this mission has grown even stronger.
I wouldn't have objected if you had decided to resign, but I'm glad we can't win the war against stigma without you three.
Something caught my attention while we were being held captive. It concerns Professor Wilkins. I think he may be a member of the Kidman family.
Goodness, could that be...
The professor? What do you mean?
Well, you know that guy they referred to as the His face was hidden, but he was definitely the same height and had the same build as the... He also appeared to be the center of their... If he is Professor Wilkins, then this would...
I have to disagree. The way he moved and spoke, I just don't think he could be...
I'm not positive, but it seems very likely. I just can't figure out how he got mixed up with them.
Regardless, I'll notify the F... Now, I understand that you're concerned, but I need you to continue with your...
The patient has been flown in by the military. We don't know how infectious the disease is, so according to preliminary examination, we're dealing with a new so we'll be relying heavily on your... I know that's a lot to ask since you just returned, but
Well, at least we're not out of practice, having been forced to operate while we were held captive.
Oh my!
Yes, believe it or not.
I'd like to say that you'll have the very best working with you in the research, but unfortunately, we've lost a key staff member. We'll still do all that we can.
Did something happen?
Cynthia left. She quit while you were away.
Why would she do such a... She seemed so dedicated to...
Do you have any idea why she quit, Isabel?
As a representative of Humani, I'm not but I'll tell you as a friend. She seems to have gone through a lot with the higher-ups concerning stigma. They blamed her for developing products that increase patients' susceptibility to stigma. But no one could have anticipated that side effect.
It's a shame to lose someone like her, but we can't dwell on it. Let's prepare for the operation, Val.
That's too bad. I had hoped to work with Cynthia until we eradicated stigma together.
Just so you're aware, I'll be present throughout the I realize it may be difficult to perform such a procedure after your
Don't worry, Kanai. We can handle it.
I'm glad to hear that. I can't tell you how relieved I was to learn that you three...
I hear this is a new strain of stigma.
Yes, but the preliminary tests didn't tell us much. We did learn two things, though. First, it has multiple arms, which are causing all... Second, we can prevent further damage by removing the grapplers from the ends of the arms.
Sounds like a complicated procedure.
It's affixed to the affected area, so we can't pull it off by force.
In that case, I think we should first try to restrict its movement, and then...
That's where this baby comes in.
What's that?
It's the result of our research. It will allow us to turn Stigma's own characteristics against it. You see, we were able to extract a colurium-based fluid, which will temporarily restrict its...
Basically, it can stop the pathogen's movement for us. Would you mind giving it a try?
No problem.
I'm ready to begin the operation. Unfortunately, we don't know how to proceed until we've taken a closer look. But at least we have a second opinion today. Well, let's begin by opening him up.
Stigma is definitely present. It's bizarre looking, that's for sure.
It appears to have a core from which the arms are extending.
Let's try using that new stuff. We're supposed to inject it into the grapplers, correct?
Something's been released from the central core.
Toxin, I presume. If we ignore it, it'll enter the patient's body via the grapplers. Needless to say, it will be detrimental to the patient.
We have to find a way to stop the toxin from spreading.
We have to stop the toxin. The grappler stopped moving. Hurry up and cut it off with a scalpel. His bite, we can extract it now. Please be more careful, Doctor. Doctor, if the toxin is moving through the arms, then why don't we try to pinch them closed? That takes care of one of them. His vitals are dropping. So quickly, too.
It seems like the toxin is being used to regenerate the exo...
So try to remove the grapplers while keeping the toxin from spreading. If you don't
Vitals are
stop the
dropping?
toxin, it'll keep regenerating. I see. If we pinch the arm with a forceps, we can slow the spread of the toxin. Looks like you can... Doctor, the arm has expanded back to its normal size. Two down, one to go. It's withdrawn its arms.
That's probably the result of a rapid contraction designed to stimulate regeneration. Perhaps this can be used to our advantage, since it places a great deal of stress on the core. If we repeat this process, we may be able to force the core...
All right, let's give it a shot.
Its arms are back out. Hurry up and remove the grapplers. It's working! Keep it up! It's extended its arms again!
Vitals are dropping? I'll stop it.
We don't have much time.
That's enough.
For the pain without the...
Unfortunately, but at least we have a second opinion today. Well, let's begin by opening him up. It appears to have...
Let's try using that.
Something's...
Tox. Needless to...
We have to find...
We have to stop the grab... I see. Doctor, that takes care of one of them. Two down, one to go. Looks like you can only pinch each arm in one spot. It's withdrawn its arm.
That's perhaps if we repeat...
All right, let's give it a shot.
Its arms are back out. Hurry up and remove the grapplers. It's working. Keep it up. It's extended its arms again. Keep going. The core's weakening. That was incredible. We never gave up.
I forgot what it...
I hope that's the last we see of that thing.
Well, the operation was a...
That was an admirable effort, considering the difficulty of the operation.
Yes, it was a tricky one, but somehow we managed.
I don't mean to press my luck, but I really have another favor to ask of you three. This will be an extremely difficult task.
So it's no different than usual.
Don't worry. We're quite used to extremely difficult tasks, but...
We received a request for aid from the country of Kuluruma, where an outbreak's occurred. They desperately need doctors who know how. The government would like to provide assistance. That is, of course, if there are any doctors willing to volunteer.
And you want us to go?
If we can get some of our personnel into Kuluruma, where that metal originates, then I believe we can advance our research on stigma. But to do so, we have to put 3 of our finest staff members in danger. Not just of infection, but all...
Kuluruma is a hotbed for guerrilla activity. It's a time bomb waiting to go off. What do you think, Val?
Well, ultimately, what's our purpose? I mean, is it worth risking our lives for?
If we're trying to convince ourselves, we could say it's to protect the world from stigma.
Elena, how do you feel about traveling south of...
Well, it's better than going somewhere cold.
Glad to hear that. We accept.
Allow me to introduce President Moreno, who has taken time out of his busy schedule to greet you.
Welcome. I thank you wholeheartedly for coming all this way to save our...
It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President.
Nice to meet you, sir.
We hope that we can be of assistance.
You're much younger than I expected. But nevertheless, I'm sure you're quite skilled.
They seem a bit suspicious.
Stigma has claimed many victims, and now rumors are sending the populace into a panic. My people's suffering is my own. That is why I am so grateful to receive help.
We'll do our best as a sign of friendship between our countries.
I am counting on you. Commander, where are the doctors?
Sir, they'll be deployed to Arbel, sir.
I see. Our American friends may not be prepared for what is in store, but I am afraid we have... I'm counting on the three of you to care for the infected and determine the... In any event, there are some unruly elements in this country. Oh, I almost forgot. Commander!
Yes, sir. Right up.
I am assigning you a special escort. You're our...
Come, Pepita.
Don't be afraid. She's a smart dog. In fact, it's a custom in our country to give such dogs. I hope you'll accept.
Yes,
I intended to have a banquet prepared in your honor.
we're doctors, not diplomats, so there's no need for...
Yes, you're absolutely correct. I wish you the best of luck. Well then, good day.
The President is now leaving the premises.
President sure seems busy.
Yeah, he has his hands full between the gorillas and the economy.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Vaughn and Miss Salazar. And you are... Maria Estrada. I was born here, but I went to med school and did my residency in the U.S. I'll be acting as your interpreter. I'm thinking about practicing medicine here.
Oh, yes, they did say something about it. Maria, are you feeling okay?
I think I may be coming down with some...
Look at her eye, Val. It's all red. Maria, did you get your immunization shot?
No, because I was born here,
As a doctor, you should know better. Val, she might have Vimase fever. If that's the case, she'll need...
That's endemic to this region, but she hasn't lived here in years. Elena, I need your help.
Okay, I'll get every... We're unfamiliar with Vimase fever.
Supposedly, it causes unusual tumors in the lungs.
Those must be the fever tumors mentioned in the examination reports. It appears that removing these tumors will greatly improve the patient's condition.
That gives us an idea of how to treat her, but aren't these readings...
You're right. These fluctuating numbers are... It seems like they're periodically rising and...
We can't just leave her like...
There's no time to waste. Let's begin the operation. Let's open her up.
Well, here we go. Let's all do our best. So these are the fever tumors.
At least we won't have to use the ultrasound to find them, like with normal tumors. That'll help save us some time.
We'll still have to be exceptionally cautious. Look at it. It's changing colors periodically. It's like a chameleon.
I believe that we can use the same procedure to remove these as with They're already exposed. So what was that? It looked like some sort of gas. More gas. Now we can excise it if it seems safe to do so. Now that the tumor's been removed, let's continue the operation. The membrane's been affixed, but it left a scar.
Vital Vitals are dropping?
Doctor, it's bleeding and has become inflamed.
I'll stop it.
Maybe you shouldn't touch it when it's red. It has to be it. Don't touch the tumor when it's red. The synthetic membrane goes on top of the incision area. Again? More inflammation and bleeding? We can't keep...
For the without they
Well, here we go. Let's all do our best. So these are the... At least we won't... That'll help.
We'll still have to look at it. It's changed.
I believe they're already exposed. Now that you've drained the... What was that? It looked like...
Vitals are dropping?
It seems safe to do so. Then please move the tumor to the tray. We can't keep...
for the without they
Well, here we go. Let's all do our best. At least that'll...
We'll still have to be look at it.
I believe they're already exposed. So please begin by draining the now that you've drained the cytoplasm. What was that? It looked more gas. Maybe you shouldn't touch it when it's red. If it seems safe to... Now that the tumor's been removed, let's continue the operation. The membrane's been affixed. But it left... Doctor, it's bleeding and has become inflamed. It has to be it. Don't touch the tumor when it's red.
Vitals are dropping? Vitals are dropping?
Again? More inflammation and bleeding? Tumors have been removed. Please treat the remaining wounds.
What should we do? The readings show that the tumors are gone, right?
We'll send the data back to Caduceus just in case.
Please close up the patient.
Seeing a tumor change color like that was surprising.
But I'm glad there weren't any complications. What are we gonna do with our interpreter bedridden?
Unfortunately, that's not the biggest problem here. We could have taught her how to treat stigma. Someone will have to continue seeing patients after we're gone.
Well, we talked it over.
What did she say?
She insists on coming, even if it kills her.
you going to allow that, Marcus?
As a patient, I would advise her not to go. But as a doctor, I must respect her decision. She studied medicine to help the people of this country, and now is their greatest hour of need. If we carefully monitor her condition along the way, will that ease your fears, Val?
Yes, somewhat, but I completely understand her desire to help.
Saftena pura esteno. Pufta inamika.
He works at the mine too. He says some victims were taken to the hospital. Many have already passed away.
It's worse than I imagined.
So the mine he's talking about, is it near?
Eftelishan Estino?
Tonpon buase.
He says it's about a 2-hour walk from.
We suspect that there's a relationship between the mine.
I think that's a reasonable conclusion. But since so many of the villagers work at the mine, so this is where the mine workers live. It's a poor village, but things have gotten better since the mine was built. However, the villagers only receive a tiny fraction.
Who owns the mine?
The government. But they sold the mining rights to an international corporation, so a lot of foreigners. It's also been the target of guerrilla.
What about the victims of stigma?
Epi Kahini Trui.
Ado hipko and lansi.
He doesn't know the exact number, but there are more than a few.
Tell him to bring some of them to the Army's camp. We'll operate once we're through examining them. And also, tell them not to worry about the cost, because the President is footing the bill.
Doctor, we're done setting up the operating tent.
Thank you, Commander. What's the status of each?
There are 3 who need to be opened up immediately. Let's do one right after.
Pepita, it's your job to guard the tent, okay?
Maria, these are going to be intense
Yes.
Watch carefully. This is a complicated procedure.
Not bad for a makeshift
I don't foresee any problems with operating here.
Let's begin the conference at once. The results of the examinations indicate that these 3 people, each of them has been infected with a...
Hearing that stigma is spreading,
This is a first. We'll have to perform 3 consecutive Do you remember how to deal with each strain?
That's what we've got you for, Elena.
In that case,
There's so much that I must. In order to save my country, I can't miss a.
3 different strains.
Three stigma patients.
It's not going to be easy for us either, but we need to give it all we've got.
okay, let's begin operating on the first patient. This strain of stigma is Soma.
We begin by draining the cellular tissue around the main section, right?
The core is exposed. Use the laser on it. The laser is working. Use the laser on the remaining hardened tissue, then extract it. If the tumor hardens, use the drain on it first.
Vitals are dropping?
I've requested...
Put the without the...
Three stick.
It's okay. Let's begin operating on the first patient. This strain of stigma is Soma.
We begin by draining the cellular tissue around the main section, right?
The core is exposed. Use the laser on it. The laser is working. Split up! Just a little more. If a tumor hardens, use the drain on it first. Remaining area. The first patient has been treated. Let's move on to the next patient. We're going faster than we planned. Amazing. Move on to the second patient. The stigma is brachion.
We'll need to extract the tissue at the tips of the arms.
If we crush the grapplers with the forceps, the toxins will be slowed. Extraction complete. The grapplers have grown back. Remove the tips. The tissue at the tip has regenerated. Watch out for the toxin's movements. Vitals are dropping. Please calm down and look around. many times as we need. If you don't use the forceps to slow down the toxins, you won't be able to prevent the tip from regenerating. Vitals are dropping? That's 2 operations completed successfully. Just 1 more to go. We're running out of time. The 3rd type is Op.
Well, at least we don't have some idiot with a microphone shouting at us today. We'll be able to focus.
Confirming the presence of Ops. Use the laser on the core. Drain the discharged material. Use the laser on a large discharge. We're almost done. Keep it up until it's all over. The tissue has formed a tumor. Burn it with a laser. Vitals are dropping? I've requested backup from the nearest hospital. We need to hand the patients over to them.
For Dr. Vaughn, they...
Free Stigma.
It's not... Okay, let's begin operating on the first patient. This strain of stigma is Soma.
We begin by draining the cellular tissue around the main section, right?
The core is exposed. Use the laser on it. The laser is working. It split up! Just a little more. The first patient has been treated. Let's move on to the next patient. We're going faster than we planned. Amazing! Move on to the second patient. The stigma is Brachion.
We'll need to extract the tissue at
If we crush the grapplers with the forceps, the toxins will be slowed. Extraction complete. The grapplers have grown back. Remove the tips. Let's extract them as many times as we need. Vitals are dropping. Please calm down and look around. The tissue at the tip has regenerated. Watch out for the toxin's movements.
Vitals are dropping?
That's 2 operations completed successfully. Just 1 more to go. We're running out of time. The third...
Well, at least we don't have some idiot with a microphone shouting at us today. We'll be able to focus.
Confirming the presence of ops. Use the laser on the core. Drain the discharged material. Use the laser on the large discharge. I'll stop it. We're almost done. Keep it up until it's all over. The tissue has formed a tumor. Burn it with a laser. The core split! The tumor burst! Be extra careful around the core. Vitals are dropping? The tumor's bursting is linked to the core's activation. Be careful!
For Doc, without they...
3 stick...
It's not gonna... Okay, let's begin operating on the first patient. This strain of stigma is soma.
We begin by draining the cellular tissue around the main section, right?
The core is exposed. Use the laser on it. The laser is working. patient has been treated. Let's move on to the next patient. We're going faster than we've planned. Amazing! Move on to the second patient. The stigma is Brachion.
We'll need to extract the tissue at the tips of the arms.
If we crush the grapplers with the forceps, the toxins will be slowed. Extraction complete. The grapplers have grown back. Remove the tips. Let's extract them as many times as we need. That's 2 operations completed successfully. Just one more to go. We still have some time. The third type...
Well, at least we don't have some idiot with the microphone shouting at us today. We'll be able to focus.
Confirming the presence of ops. Use the laser on the core. Drain the discharged material. We're almost done. Use the laser on the large discharge. The tissue has formed a tumor. Burn it with a laser. Tumor burst! I'll stop it. circle around the core. One of the cores has disappeared. Just a little more.
Vitals are dropping?
We did it! The third... Three continuous operations on Stigma. But we can't relax yet. Close up the last... We finished on schedule.
I hope that our operations today will lead to...
Don't worry, I'm sure. Well, Maria, think you can remember all that?
I've memorized the steps, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to perform the operation.
What's most important is for you to discover your own talents. Don't put so much pressure on yourself that you have a nervous breakdown.
You know, there's one thing that's been bothering me.
What's that?
Why was the outbreak here so sudden? If it had something to do with Colurium, then it should... I just don't get it. Why? Anyway, we need to have a look at that mine. Let's go talk to the commander.
Tofnasibo edasor. Ria hipka sidini noma.
He says he'd be glad to tell us the way to the mine. He also says thank you for...
That's nice to hear. But tell him that we still have a ways to go before Stigma...
My men and I will escort you there, but it's a dangerous area. We should avoid staying there too long.
There's no reason to worry. We have Pepita with us, remember? Besides,
Oh, Toftori pasamika.
He says that since we have a dog, it's a towel used by one of the mine workers. Ah, this'll keep us up. What is it, Pepita?
let her be. She's probably just barking, but I have to admit, I'm a little disappointed. I wasn't expecting this mine to look so ordinary.
According to Robert, this is the world's only deposit where special microorganisms live in the ore. He also told me that its formation has something to do with bionic alloy.
Let's bring a sample back with us, even though we already have some of the imported metal. Valerie, do you think that the stigma here occurred naturally?
This is a unique environment, although the ore's been mined here in the past. Regardless, stigma is a bizarre organism. My guess is that it was intentionally introduced to the area.
But for what reason?
Well...
Remember what that bastard Kidman said? Stigma would be the ultimate... What if this place...
The mine?
Yeah, considering the amount of profit it generates, it wouldn't be surprising if they showed up. Besides, this is the perfect place to test it.
You're suggesting that Kidman's involved?
Pepita?
We're under attack! Return! I don't see them anywhere!
Pepita tried to protect us and...
No, Pepita, stay back!
Isn't there anything you can do for...
She'll go and die at this. We have no choice.
Well, we're not vets, but we gotta give it a
It's all right, Pepita. Let's stay calm and talk this through. Multiple pellets have struck her abdomen. We've seen this before.
It's a shotgun wound. Looks like she was shot from a distance, though.
None of the pellets went all the way through, so they must be in bed. Our goal, then, is to extract the pellets. But have either of you operated on a...
Never in my life. But it can't be all that different.
Let's remove as many pellets as possible without opening her up, and then suture the wounds.
Got it. I'll do
what I can.
No! She's going into...
Get out the defibrillator.
But it's designed for humans.
We've got no choice. Just lower the volt.
Here you go. You know what to do. Just...
I've lowered the voltage. This is what I was afraid.
If we calm down, we can do this.
Yes! We have a pulse.
But there's hemorrhaging. We need to deal with that immediately.
Right, or she'll bleed to death. We'll need to take care of it as we remove the pellets.
Keep an eye on the electrocardiogram, too. She may go into cardiac arrest again.
I see a pellet. Please extract it before the wound hemorrhages again. Something's wrong with her...
Now, we need to treat the wound.
Wait! Don't do anything yet. She's flatlining. Please use the defibrillator.
All right, her pulse is...
Please drain the blood that's collecting. Please drain the blood.
I was worried there for a second.
We were
without the...
No!
Get out the...
But it's just...
We've got...
Here you go. You know what to do. Just...
I've lowered the voltage. Keep it...
No pulse yet.
If we calm down...
Yes! We have a pulse.
But there's...
Right, or she'll...
Keep an eye on the electrocardiogram, too. She may go into cardiac arrest again.
I see a pellet. Please extract it before the wound... Something's wrong with her EKG. Be careful, doctor.
Phew. I was worried there for a second.
That takes care of this one. Please get started. Wait! Don't do anything yet. We were able to...
without the...
No!
Get out the...
But it's designed...
We've got no...
Here you go. You know what to do.
I've lowered the voltage.
No pulse yet.
If we calm down, we...
Yes! We...
But there's hemorrhage...
Right.
Keep an eye on the electrocardiogram, too. She may go into cardiac arrest again.
I see a pellet. Please extract it before the wound hemorrhages again. That takes care of this one. Something's wrong with her EKG. Be careful, doctor.
Phew. I was worried there for a second.
Wait! Don't do anything yet. She's flatlining. Please use the defibrillator.
This is what I was afraid of. We're not trained to treat animals.
All right, her pulse is back. Let's continue the procedure. Now, we need to treat the wound.
But her vitals aren't stabilizing. There must be another hemorrhage somewhere. Doctor, something's wrong. Keep looking.
pellets. Let's get her back to camp.
She's going into cardiac arrest?
We have a pulse.
Let's get back to camp and leave the
Good job. You're gonna be all right.
I wonder if she has any idea at all what...
I'm sure she knows we mean well.
Yeah, maybe so.
Don't move, Pepita.
I'm glad it turned out okay.
This is Sergeant Major Lopez. What? Regroup! Doctors, we have a situation. We have to get back to...
What's going on?
The guerrillas have attacked! A full-on battle's...
Fellow members of the Kuluruma Liberation Front, you are the true soul. The Federal Army no longer upholds truth and justice. The rampant spread of bribery and corruption throughout the government. They sell our natural resources for their own personal gain. There is no time to waste. The good people of this country look to us to right these wrongs. The revolution shall arise from here. On a day of base, we shall rebuild Kuluruma with our own hands.
I'm sorry, but your visit must be cut short, doctors. The guerrillas have taken Wanadeo base. The government is launching a campaign to win it back.
There's a military base nearby?
Its existence has been kept confidential, but according to our intelligence, Major General Ramirez has double-crossed us. Our unit has been asked to join the mission the President has...
Sounds like a war's about to erupt. What are we supposed...
Allow me to explain.
Mr. President!
We will be launching an assault on one of... I would be most grateful if you could tend to any soldiers who we are short on medic.
We didn't come here to get involved in...
However, if we don't intervene, how can you recognize the threat of stigma and simply ignore the I represent the citizens of this country. If you continue to, I will have no choice but to imprison you.
Mr. President, you can't be serious.
All right, we'll do as you ask.
Dr. Vaughn.
Are you sure?
But we'll only do it on the following condition. First, you agree to use the profits earned by the mine to help stigma patient. That includes aiding the village. If you truly represent the will of the people. Secondly, you must transport all injured combatants, friend or foe. We're not taking side.
Very well. We're heading to Wanadeo.
Progress report, sir. We panicked, but we're sustaining casualties.
All right. Take the injured to the visiting doc. What's the status of the enemy?
We estimate that they are few in number. However, we have received some Apparently, there are some foreigners providing them with
Who would do such a thing?
Arms dealers.
Well, at least they're not journalists.
This really is...
It's detestable. But I'm afraid it's a reality of the world.
Doctor, the first aid tent is filling up with injured men.
Looks like the nightmare is only beginning.
We've gotten word that 5 patients are headed our way.
Or really is hell, isn't it? What condition are they in?
The first patient has severe electrical burns on his upper body. He touched electrified barbed wire. Even worse, he's undergoing cardiac arrest from the shock.
There's no time to lose. What about the others?
We don't have any information yet.
We'll just have to deal with it. Come on.
It's our responsibility as doctors to do whatever we can. Get the defibrillator.
We'll begin treating his injuries as soon as we...
The defibrillator is ready. Please begin.
All right, we have a pulse. Let's start treating these electrical burns. Prepare for skin transplants.
Inject the culture fluid into the right half of the patient's body to prepare skin for transplanting. Please begin by either injecting the culture fluid or by treating the pools of blood. Remove the portion of skin with the scalpel, and I'll keep it ready for
Let's prepare a few more sheets of donor skin.
Place the skin graft before the coolant's working. Quickly, remove the burned skin has been removed. Transfer to the tray.
There's
still more of the burned area to please move on to the next burn area. Make sure it doesn't get any worse.
We can only... The burns turned black. We can't take our time with this.
Another burn's gotten worse.
There's blood in the way. Inject the coolant into the skin that's been burned black. The next patient will be here soon, so...
We're set. How's the next patient?
He's taken gunshot hits from both a rifle and a shotgun.
Got it. We'll start by treating...
Drain the blood, and quickly there's a pellet. Extract it and treat the gunshot wound. The blood pool is in the way. More blood. Drain it, then treat the wound.
We're done out here, but there's still damage to the abdomen. We need to open him up and treat him. This is bad.
Let's use the magnification tool.
It's lodged inside the organ. Now treat the wound made by the pellet. This particular gunshot wound has been treated. Move on to the other wounds.
It looks like a rifle round.
This is only part of the other piece seems to be lodged inside.
There's the rest of the round. Let's get...
It only takes a fraction of a second to shoot someone. It takes us this long to heal him.
It's a shotgun pellet. Extract it before the blood gets in the way again.
That'll do it.
Please close the incision. You were able to treat him in a good amount of time. Good luck with the next patient. We've gotten a message from headquarters. Our backup is on the way.
That's good to hear. I just...
Come on, who's the next patient?
Doesn't say what happened, but he's taken a massive blow to the chest.
We're done treating the external, but I'm worried about his internal organs. Let's open him up.
I was expecting something worse than this.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Let's be careful. This is the last of the debris embedded in his body. Let's move on and treat it.
Please begin treating the next wound. Please close the wound and suture it. Suture the wound before it opens again.
Vitals aren't...
Let's look around with the magnification tool. There must be more wounds.
How did this get here?
Strange. His vitals aren't stabilizing.
There must be something else we just haven't found yet.
A blood pool formed.
I'll stop it.
It's a hemorrhage. The hemorrhaging area has gotten worse. Please suture it. Please suture it.
There should be more.
His vitals are stabilizing.
Please close him up. You're doing well. Just 2 more to go. This man's in critical condition.
This isn't good.
Broken bone and various external wounds. He seems to have internal. We have to open him up immediately. I'm worried about his internal organs.
This is bad.
Let's watch out for hemorrhaging. The spleen.
Spleen is in pretty severe condition. It's rupturing randomly.
All the bone fragments have been collected. Please treat the remaining wounds.
Now that we've taken care of the wounds, we can reassemble the bone fragments.
We've reformed the bone. Use the antibiotic.
We're done here.
Please close the incision. There's one. Let's stay calm. This is the last.
That doesn't sound good. Let's open her up.
The myocardium is hemorrhaging.
Please continue the operation, but look out for that hemorrhaging inside the. We found a hemorrhage. Now drain the blood. Suture it before it hemorrhages again. No! The myocardium split. Treat the ones that seem to be in the worst condition. Dealing with hemorrhages in.
The blood's starting to pool.
We can't handle anymore. I'm requesting backup from the army.
For Doc, the without they.
Get the defibrillator.
We'll begin
The defibrillator is ready. Please begin.
Alright, we have a pulse. Let's start treating.
Inject the. Please begin by either injecting the culture fluid or by treating the pools of. Remove the portion of skin with the scalpel, and I'll keep it ready.
Let's prepare a few more sheets of donor skin.
Place the skin graft. There's still more of the burned area to cover. Please move on to the next burn area. Make sure it does. Another pool of blood has formed.
The burns turned black. We can't take our time with this.
There's blood in the way. We can only use unburned skin for donor tissue. Inject the fluid on the right half of his body. The coolant's working. Quickly, remove the burned skin is.
There are still other areas that have turned black.
We have to prepare another section of skin for grafting if you drop it. patient will be here.
We're set.
He's taken gunshot hits from both a rifle.
Got it.
Drain the blood and quickly place a synthetic. There's a pellet. Extract it and treat the gunshot wound. The blood is pooling again. Please drain it. More blood. The blood pool is in the way.
We're done out here, but there's still damage to the abdomen. We need to open him up and treat him.
Let's use the modification tool.
The pellet is visible again. It's lodged inside the organ. Now treat the wound made by the pellet. This particular gunshot wound has been treated. Move on to the other wounds.
It looks like a rifle round.
This is only the other piece seems to be lodged inside.
There's the rest of the round.
It only takes a fraction of a second to shoot someone. It takes us this long to heal him.
It's a shotgun pellet. Extract it before the blood gets in the way again.
That'll do it.
Please close the incision. You were able to... Good luck. We've gotten a message from headquarters.
That's good to hear.
Come on, who's the next patient?
Doesn't say what happened, but he's taken a massive blow to the chest.
You're done treating me, but I'm worried about his internal organs. Let's open him up.
I was expecting something worse than that.
I've got a bad feeling about this. Let's be careful. This is the last of the debris embedded in his body. Let's move on and treat his other wound.
Please close the wound and suture it. Please begin treating the next wound. The wound is hemorrhaging. Suture the wound before it opens again.
Let's look around with the magnification tool. There must be more wounds.
How did this get here?
Strange. His vitals aren't stabilizing.
There must be something else we just haven't found yet.
A blood pool formed. The hemorrhaging area has gotten more.
That's Shadow. Is there something inside the lung?
It's a hemorrhage inside the lung. Please suture it.
There should be more.
Please close him up. You're doing well. Just 2 more to go. Let's keep it up. This man's in critical condition.
This isn't good.
Broken bone and various external wounds. He seems to have... We have to open him up immediately. I'm worried about his internal organs.
This is bad. First, we need to retrieve the bone fragments.
Let's watch out for hemorrhaging.
A spleen.
Spleen is in pretty severe condition. It's rupturing randomly.
All the bone fragments have been collected.
Now that we've taken care of the wounds, we can reassemble the bone fragments.
Please close the incision. There's one more patient. Let's stay. This is the last.
That doesn't sound good. Let's open her up.
The myocardium is.
Please continue the operation. We found a hemorrhage. Now drain. Suture it before it hemorrhages again. No! The myocardium split.
I'll stop it.
Use the ultrasound to look for the hemorrhaging areas and treat them. Treat the ones that dealing with hemorrhages inside the heart is a race against time. Hurry, but be careful.
The blood starts.
If we don't hurry, it'll get even worse.
She seems to be... Suture the entry incision. And it's amazing that we were...
I have a status report, sir. Juanadeo Base is back in. The guerrillas have surrendered and are disarming as ordered.
What about Ramirez?
He's nowhere to be found.
Don't let him escape. We must capture him. Calm the entire area until you find.
Make arrangements to transfer the guerrillas to the military police. Every soldier, except those on guard, should search for Ramirez and the other escapees. Pepita, we'll be counting on your nose. Now, find her...
What a harrowing experience. But I guess the president succeeded in suppressing the guerrilla.
It's a high price to pay for. This isn't what we came here to do.
Dr. Vaughn, I want to thank you. For what? For saving this village. You put your lives on the line. I also want to thank you for negotiating.
You mean getting him to help the Stigma? That was, well, kinda spur of the moment. Anyway, I'll leave it to you to make sure he keeps his promise.
I hope I'll be as good a doctor.
I'm sure you will.
Doctors, we have more patients.
Mr. President?
The former Major General is in our custody, but he's badly injured. We've also detained 2 foreigners. One is in critical condition.
I want to hear everything you know about the guerrilla.
I will.
He has an abdominal injury. How ironic. First they want to kill him, and now they want us to...
If I wasn't the president, I might have. But now, I must save him for the good of the people.
Marcus, over here!
You?
Who the hell are you?
Kidman's crony.
No, I never
So Kidman is behind the stigma outbreak?
It seems that way. But I still don't understand why they were cooperating with the guerrilla.
They were probably after the mining rights to the Colurium.
He promised us world domination. I guess I was a fool to believe.
Then does that mean this guy over here is Kidman?
Why don't you ask him yourself?
That won't be possible. All right, Val, let's establish priority and begin the first operation.
They're both in critical condition. Severe external abdominal wound. Is this ruptured?
If that's the case, then let's be prepared. Elena, get the cross-match ready and bring Kidman's body into the room.
According to the results of the examination, both of the survivors show signs of severe liver damage, as we anticipate.
Their livers are too far gone to be healed. Val, how are the cross-match?
Fortunately, the cross-matching was negative. The panel-reactive antibody tests were clear too. So a transplant is possible in...
Then let's split up Kidman's liver between the two of them.
We're performing a liver transplant?
Why? Do you morally object to using an organ from someone who died in...
No,
I'm afraid we don't have time to debate. Elena, ask the other team to extract the donor's liver. We'll perform both transplant operations.
Got it. Then
We'll get started as soon as the other team is finished.
We need to hurry. The patient's vitals are dangerously low.
Where's the liver to be transplanted?
I'll get it. This is the liver we'll use for the operation. I'll prepare the anastomosis constrictor we'll need for this operation.
The order in which we should connect the liver is vein, portal vein, artery, and bile duct.
Let's start by connecting the vein then.
The constrictor is ready. Please inject it into the vein. The blue blood vessel is the vein. Please inject the constrictor there next. Make an incision in the vein while the vein's been constricted. Grasp the tube from the liver with the forceps. Anastomosis on the vein is complete. Please suture it and... Huh?
What? Why is there stigma here?
Don't tell me. One of them was infected?
We don't have time to ask questions. Get the laser.
The patient's... Keep burning it with the laser. The laser's working.
The portal vein is the yellow tube.
Another one appeared. Huh? What the... Another pair has appeared. This... They fused together. Hair incineration is going smoothly. We'll be in trouble if this keeps up. The hair has disappeared. Please continue with the transplant operation.
The portal vein is the yellow tube.
Tumors have appeared in the area. Are these from the care? our chance to make an incision, and we can't keep it from bleeding. Let's perform anastom. Let's suture it before the constrictors affect the patient's vitals. Have the red blood vessel is the artery. Please make an incision, drain the blood, and perform the anastomosis before it hemorrhages again. Inject drain the pools of blood while continuing with the anastomosis treatment.
The constrictor's about to wear off.
Just pull it straight toward the opening of the incision we made.
The constrictor's effects have worn off. Please inject it again.
Constrictor starting to wear off.
We need to inject more of the constricting agent. Its effect is worn off. Suture it. Do it before the constrictor. The bile duct is...
The bile duct is the green tube.
Please make an It's hemorrhaging a lot. Drain the... Perform the anastomosis. Now suture it.
That was a surprise.
This isn't good.
Doctor, what's the matter?
If that care came from the donor's liver...
Then we'll have to do that again with the other patient, won't we?
Yeah, we have to do this.
The patient will be transported. I'm afraid of what might happen, but we should move on to the next operation.
We're ready to go.
Get that liver ready. Let's begin. The anastomosis treatment is the same as before.
Just be careful that the blue blood vessel is the... Make an incision with the scalpel, drain the blood, and pull it straight toward anastomosis. This can't be.
It's not just care?
What a nightmare.
I agree.
You're right. Pretty ironic that we'd be using it...
Vitals have improved slightly. The portal vein is next. Onyx is attacking. Find it with the ultrasound.
I'll stop it. The yellow tube is the portal vein.
One of the care has been incinerated. This care is the type that creates tumors. I've been able to cut...
For with the
We need to hurry.
Where's the
I'll get it. This is the liver we'll use for the operation. I'll prepare the anastomosis.
The order in which we should connect...
Let's start.
The constrictor is the blue blood vessel. Make an incision in the vein's been constricted. Grasp the tooth anastomosis.
What?
Don't tell me.
We don't have time to ask questions.
The patient's vitals have increased a little. Next, inject the keep the lasers working.
The portal vein is the yellow tube.
Another one appeared. Huh? What the? Another pair has appeared. They fused together. The care incineration is going smoothly. Tumors have appeared in the area. Are these from the care? The care has disappeared. Please continue with the transplant operation.
The portal vein is the yellow tube.
Now's our chance. We can't keep it from bleeding. Let's perform anastomosis on it before it hemorrhages again. Let's suture it before the patient's vitals. The red blood vessel is the artery. Please make an incision. Drain the blood. Perform the anastomosis before it hemorrhages again. Now suture it. Do it before the constrictor wears off. The bile duct is the last.
The bile duct is the green tube.
Please make it's hemorrhaging a lot. Perform the anastomosis before. Now suture it. We've transplanted the liver and destroyed the care.
That was a surprise. Okay, let's close him up.
This isn't good.
Doctor,
If that care can...
Then we'll have to...
Yeah.
the patient will be I'm afraid of what might happen. But we should move on to the next operation.
We're ready to go.
Get that liver ready. Let's begin. The anastomosis treatment is the same as before.
Just be careful that the blue blood vessel is the... Make an incision with the scalp, drain the blood, and pull it straight to the This can't be...
It's not just...
What a nightmare.
I agree.
You're right. Pretty ironic that we'd be using...
Vitals have improved slightly. The portal vein is next.
The yellow tube is the
Onyx is attacking. Find it with the ultrasound. I've been able to...
For Dr. But without the...
We need to hurry.
Where's...
I'll get it. This is the liver we'll use for the I'll prepare the...
The
Let's start.
The constrictor, the blue blood vessel, is the vein. Please inject the constrictor there. Make an incision in the vein's been constricted. Grasp the tube from the liver. Anastomosis.
What?
Don't tell me.
We don't have time to ask the patient.
The portal vein is the yellow tube.
The laser's working. Keep burning it with a laser. Care has been incinerated. Another Care has appeared. Care have fused together. The laser's working. Just a little more. Been incinerated. All that's left is to transplant the liver.
The yellow tube is the portal main.
The constrictor's would cause a lot of hemorrhage. Please perform the anastomosis, but now suture it. The patient's vital.
The artery is the red blood vessel.
Drain the blood. Now perform the suture it before they constrict the bile duct. The green tube is the bile duct. Now's our chance. Drain the blood. Perform the anastomosis before it hemorrhages. Last one. The liver is the... Well then?
Can't believe...
Does this mean that we were transplanting
Maybe. Then all I know is that we took the best course of action we could given the situation.
Well, that operation had several unexpected... Great work.
They should pull through. Hopefully, they can shed some new light on Stigma.
That should put an end to the Kidman family and to the uncertainty of Professor Wilkinson's whereabouts.
We have to leave soon, Maria.
In that case, I should try to learn as much as I can from you two before...
Listen, Maria, it's not the president who will shape this country's future. You're the ones who will build a better future.
We have to get going. But just know that we'll be rooting for you.
Thank you. I'll do my best to make you proud.